Hey, what's up, everybody? This is just going to be a really quick video. I just want to talk about Naomichi Marufuji's Return to Present DVD compilation. This is the compilation that was produced in Japan, I believe, and it's also distributed through IVPvideos.com. You could actually buy it for $9.99, and it's a pretty good deal. And I was a huge fan of Marufuji from last year. I thought the stuff he did was good enough for him to be crowned the best wrestler from last year. It was kind of similar to the year that Kenta had in 2009, but I think what separated Kenta from Marufuji was Kenta wrestled in Ring of Honor, so he tore it up in Ring of Honor, and he also tore it up in Noah and various other promotions from Japan. But in my opinion, if you just look at Kenta's stuff in Japan from '09 and compare it to Marufuji's stuff in Japan from 2010, I think you might have to give Marufuji the edge as far as him just having better, awesome matches. So yeah, he really had a special year, and I think it kind of went underappreciated. So I'm really glad that they made it a compilation, compiling all his work on one set. Now the DVD quality for this set is really inconsistent, but you got to keep in mind they put on 4 hours on each disc. There's actually 4 discs long, but each disc is like 4 or 5 hours long. So it's recorded at a slower speed. So understandable that the quality kind of sucks. It is inconsistent though. Some of the matches are better quality than others, but I think it's still worth getting. If a lot of you guys have already seen a lot of the good stuff or have a lot of the good stuff on DVD already, then it's not worth getting. But if you haven't seen a lot of the stuff and you're unfamiliar with Marufuji, definitely pick this up because you pretty much get everything on it. So yeah, let's just break it down really quickly. Marufuji, he came back in December of 2009, and he actually wrestled in the Super J Cup. New Japan actually had a Super J Cup at the end of December, and some people would say that this was the best Super J Cup ever. That's what I heard from just one person. I'm not so sure how accurate that is. I didn't get to see this whole Super J Cup in its entirety, but I will say that the Marufuji matches were really good. He came back and didn't really miss a step. He had a really good match against Jushin Liger, and he actually met Prince Devitt in the finals. Actually defeated Devitt to win the Super J Cup, and this started pretty much, Marufuji, committing to New Japan for the first half of that year, and him and Devitt had a pretty nice series of matches. And that was the first one right there. Then we move on to Wrestle Kingdom 4. He actually defeated Tiger Mask to win the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. So Marufuji had a pretty long run as the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. He went through Jushin Liger, had a great match with Koji Kanemoto. Those were really awesome matches. Probably had Liger's best match from last year. I thought the match that Marufuji and Liger had was even better than the match that Austin Aries and Liger had from Ring of Honor. So yeah, Marufuji, they pushed him pretty hard, because he was an outsider at the time, or as a lot of you guys know, Marufuji's a Noah guy. So I guess they really tried to put a lot of stock into Marufuji so they could eventually put over Prince Devitt. So yeah, Marufuji actually beat Devitt twice, and then Devitt actually finally beat him for the championship in June. But when Devitt beat Marufuji for the championship, it was a big deal and everything. But I think it could have made an even bigger impact if Marufuji and Devitt had main evented that pay-per-view. I just think it would have came off a lot better because I don't know, for Marufuji to go through guys like Liger and everybody like that, I think there should have been more of a payoff, more of a blow off. So besides the stuff that Marufuji did in New Japan, he actually had great matches in Kensuke office. Actually, he actually wrestled Nakajima, and arguably Marufuji's best match from last year. That was, I think a lot of people kind of dismissed it because it wasn't quite as good as the stuff that Kenta and Nakajima had from 2009, but that was still great stuff. And also Marufuji had great matches in Noah against Go Shiozaki. I thought that match was really, really underrated. Didn't get a lot of appreciation at all for whatever reason. But yeah, what else did Marufuji do in Noah? He actually had when Kenta came back. Kenta actually came back in June for his return, and his first match was against Marufuji, and these guys just tore it up. A lot of this was really praised. This was like this is voted as the third best match of the year during the half-year match of the year countdown that I did. So it got a lot of votes. A lot of people really loved this match. You could argue this as being the best Kenta Marufuji match. I thought it was really that good. even though most people would disagree about that. But yeah, then Marufuji actually had, he just, he just had a lot of good stuff. He was in great tag matches. They did some Noah versus New Japan stuff at the 10th anniversary weekend, which is really good. And then he had a great match against Yoshinobu Kanemaru for the GHC Junior Heavyweight Championship. And after that match, he actually got hurt. So that was pretty much it for Marufuji. But, I give him credit. I thought the guy really had a spectacular year last year. Like I said, if you haven't seen any of these matches yet, this is a great place to start just to catch up on some of the stuff he did. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to come on here, not necessarily review this compilation because a lot of these matches have been already broken down already. So, if you want to buy it, definitely check it out. So that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and take it easy.